Fellow ambassadors, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. This Tuesday, January the 30th, 2024. I know it's been a while that I haven't been here on the war zone, but due to some personal issues, I couldn't host the show for the past 3 weeks. But we are here now. So I'm glad you're here with me, and I would like to call on you to do me a favor and share the link, share the link, and get as many of our comrades, friends, and well wishers watching as much as possible. We are here to bring to you the highlights of our struggle this day, pick on the main issues trending and the various aspects that are trending with regards to our struggle, and of course, to continue to enlighten, educate, motivate, and encourage not only our fighters on the ground, not only our citizens on ground zero, but also those of us in the diaspora who need this motivation to keep moving on this journey to Buea. Like we say, the locomotive to Buea is very much on course. And we are not moved, we are not deterred. Despite the manipulations of the enemy, we are very much on course and marching to our destination. So I'm glad to have you here with me today. And I will be joined by none other than Honorable Summer Thomas. And later on, Chairman Patrick will be here so we can break down the various stories that we have prepared for you today. And some of which are, of course, we know that 11th February is approaching, the day when we were manipulated, deceived into going into this unholy union with La République du Cameroon. And for so long, for Ambazonians, we have been deceived and made to come out and celebrate this day, which we ought not to celebrate. We ought not to celebrate this day. And for several years now, we have said this nonsense has come to an end. We were deceived for so long, and we will no longer take it. So that's one of the things we're going to discuss. Of course, during the past week, we also learned of the unfortunate demise of General Irfan. And we will take a look at his life as a soldier and what lessons we can, especially our other fighters on the ground, can learn from it so that they don't go through the same mistakes which eventually led to his own demise. So we'll take a look at that as well. And of course, recently, was it as recent as yesterday? Yesterday, which for quite some time now, people had thought that, oh, Buea was lost. Our capital was lost to La République du Cameroon. But yesterday, Buea sprang back to life. Buea sprang back to life, and Ghost Town was enforced. Ghost Town was enforced. We will show you some of those images during this show, and we will tell you what lies ahead, what is coming in the days ahead, and what other towns and cities that are trying to defy our ghost town should be ready for what will befall them if they should continue with this trend. And again, of course, during the past week too, we have we witnessed the projection of the Ambazonian flag. The very important Ambazonian flag was more recognizable at the international stage than that of La République du Cameroon, and our flag was projected on TV5 in France. And there has been a lot of lamentations in La République du Cameroon with the projection of our flag. Hey, we are who we are, and we are recognizable. We are not just known within Ambazonia, we are known at the international stage. And we are so much known that our flag is more recognizable than that of La République du Cameroon. Think about that. So we will take a look at that and see how La République has been crying and continues to cry, but that will not change anything. What has happened has happened. So without much ado, I would like to bring Honorable Summer Thomas. If you are there, please, let me see you so we can start breaking down some of these stories.
Good afternoon, Comrade Mike. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you 5 on 5.
Okay, thank God. Let me say good evening to those in ground one, and to say kudos to our so have been putting La Republique hoodlums in the southern Cameroons on their heels. I say congratulations to all of you from north to west, south, and east. You guys are doing it the way that is expected of you guys. And I also want to say congratulations to, to Moja Moja, and they call him Mafane Musoke, for what has happened in Buea. I don't know if it's early this morning or yesterday. I want to say
Mhm.
congratulations to these two guys.
Yes, thank you, there, Obusama Thomas. Let's start with this story of Efan. Let me just play a short excerpt from an audio which I have. I will not play the whole audio, but just for us to get the discussion going. Just for us to get the discussion going, I believe I should be able to. Let me see here. Just give me a minute here. Yes, Honorable Thomas, why don't you first of all say what you think about when you look at the life of General Efan? What you do you make of the way he lived as an Amazonian fighter? What do you make? What lessons can other fighters learn from it?
You know, it is said that when someone dies, we forget of the bad things that he has done, but
Hmm.
forget of what Evan did to other Southern Cameroonians is very, very difficult. So the only thing I can say about Evan is that he loaded his own gun and shot his leg with.
Hmm.
For had it been Evan as a person, as a soldier, allowed other units to operate independently, Evan, we could have not been talking of the death of Evan today. But
Hmm.
unfortunately for him, instead of him to know that other units were serving as his own security, for if La Republic was to pass to come to Evan's place, he must pass the buffaloes of Bali and the other camp in Bajbo that was commanded by this guy called Grandpa, or say he was who like that in Bajbo, or
Hmm.
Commando. These are areas that could have been given support to Evan, but he thought dismantling all these sister forces was going to make him powerful, not knowing that he was weakening himself. Evan, by arresting the so-called the guy that finally sold him out and
Hmm.
disarming him, thought he was doing anything good to himself, but not knowing that he was drawing closer and ever closer his own death. And it is the same people that Evan disarmed that one got angry and sold him out. So the only thing I can say about Evan is he was a rogue soldier. He invited his own death, and the death snatched him away. The people who were supporting him doing all those things should only have themselves to blame. And what are the lessons that other fighters on the ground should learn about Evan's demise? We should understand that if we are many fighting La Republic, we are secure. But if you want to make yourself a single tree, like you said, a single tree cannot make a forest. You will only be
Hmm.
you alone, and La Republic will sooner than later, get to you and you will be dealt with. So empowering other groups is for your own good, for your own security, for your own life being, for your own life being. But weakening them or disarming them, you are only inviting your own death. That is why, if and today, in the grave, if at all he is there, he's the one who killed himself and not any other person.
Hmm. Yeah, and that is why I was trying to bring to us this audio because it's an audio that I personally made, and I wanted us to listen. Let me just see if we can play an excerpt of it. Waka can take it or can kill it. So I want to talk this one for say with fellow restoration fighters as una there for ground. Make una know say una get for the maintain a good relationship with una fellow restoration fighters. As a matter of fact, when you look for this world today, when you look for this world, Plenty strong countries that exist because they get a strong, or they don't build strong alliances. You see, they don't build strong alliances. And with those alliances, it make them difficult for any person to come attack them because, for example, we don't hear something where some organization or group of nations where they call themselves NATO. NATO. That NATO, now, the North Alliance Treaty Organization, where there's some European countries, including America and Canada, they come together and say, if any person attack one of us, I mean, say don't attack all man. Say if any person attack one of us, that person, it means say it don't. That means say that person don't attack all of us. We go join together, fight that person. And the reason why they be decide for doing so because they fear Russia. They be fear Russia. Which way Russia if we do that time Russia said they never don't broke Russia down to small country as countries in high there now. So with that NATO where they be build it be difficult now for Russia to attack any of them because when you attack one, they go join for your skin, they finish you. Now I could quote another example of recent of an alliance where it be save the people where they get into the alliance. When I remember Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, where they decide for overthrow their dictator puppet regimes, where they themselves now France interest. They woke up, overthrow them, take their country back. Then the other countries where they want to serve the interests of France and other European countries, they woke up say, oh, we'll attack una. What in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso they do? They form an alliance. They form an alliance. They say, if you attack one of us, we go come together, attack you. That time, Nigeria, if you try for rally some other countries, when France, if you push them, say they do that nonsense. They be try for say they must overthrow that leader and where they be take over their countries. Time where those three countries they form that alliance, all the stampede, all the brouhaha where the people they be make them, all those streets where they be touching them, say they go overthrow them. That thing end. It end to today. No man ever dare again for go attack them. Why? Because they become together in that alliance. They say and say, those countries say and say, if you touch one of them, those countries they come together. That means say that whole region, that Sahel region, it will be completely destabilized. Say that region will be destabilized. Because of that reason, you will see and say Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, they survive. And they still survive to today because of that alliance where they form. Why I quote this one, fellow business? I quote this one, make una understand. Say una safety, if una one for be safe, una get for whole hands with una sister forces where they day around una. Every county where una day, una begin to communicate with the other forces for the various other LGS. Even in the county relationship they're supposed to be. Because when una come together, when I create this alliance, the enemy forces, they would fear now because they don't know whether if I go attack for Boyo, means I'm going to come back me, go continue go come, we go come, then we go be crushed. If I go attack for Bui, go continue go come, Donga go come. Now just so, una create this alliance. Make una stop this foolishness for the competition and me one I must day. Efang be there and I one be there for Momo. Who say Efang day today? Because it cleared the area of all the protection we forget them. La Republic just march in one day, just one day, easy, can picky. When he own mistakes to make them. Own mistakes to make them.
If we be there in good terms with the other fighters around, before that, a lot of soldiers, the one reach there, if we don't fend them off.
So just to pause the audio here for a while, Obisama Thomas, I think that was just the point you were making as well, that we see the importance of creating alliances. The importance of creating alliances. If you are a stand-alone country, no matter how powerful, if others gang on you, they will bring you down. Even as powerful as the United States is, as powerful as the United States is, the United States saw it necessary to join NATO, to be part of NATO. And that is what makes it strong. And that is why you see that Russia today does not have a lot of alliances that
French.
can help it fend off. And that is why it is somehow uh, having it
Weaken.
difficult, to do what it wants to do. But because the United States has a lot of countries around it, if the United States is going somewhere, France is going, Germany is going, the UK is going, all the other European countries are going. And that is why they are able to succeed in whatever they want to do. That is the message we are trying to send to our ARFs on the ground. You have to create alliances with your sister forces. Create alliances. Create a good relationship between yourself and the civilian population. That is your protection. We have said this before, and we will not be tired of saying this again, over and over again.
Yeah.
Do not molest
Let me say,
your own civilians. Do not. That's where your protection comes. Do not.
let me say something. Let me say something. Uh, I don't know if Comrade Ayaba is following us whenever we are on air in ABS. There is something William Pitt the Younger said. After England has been battling with France for over 100 years, in the early 17th centuries, William Pitt the Younger said, France can only, or Napoleon can only be defeated by a war of nations. And when that war of nations was built up by William Pitt, France was defeated. The Southern Cameroons can only defeat La Republique by empowering all the fighting units in the Southern Cameroons. But if you
Mhm.
think that you can disarm other units because you want to empower yourself, just know after disarming other units, the enemy will get you
Get
and
you.
deal with you. This war is about unity, it's about empowering each other. When we empower each other, we are going to be secure. Let me say some other thing again. When we were in the IG, a united front, 5 years behind, we were capable of raising 1 million and over $2 million when we talk about
Yes.
fundraising.
Mhm.
But our fragmented nature today, it is difficult again for us to sit down and even raise $100,000. So unity is strength. Whether we like
It
it
is
or
strength.
not, the,
Mhm.
the person who came up with that phrase that unity is strength was never a fool. We've seen it
Mhm.
over and over and over, and we have
Mhm.
no other option other than to say we go come together. Mr. Ayama must get this one. I don't know what I'm going to say for a tick score. We
Mhm.
must come together if we want to win this war in a record time. We not get no choice other than for climb down from our high horses, come together as a united people, push the enemy out.
Honorable Sama Thomas, let's ask ourselves this pragmatic question. Let's ask ourselves this pragmatic question. When somebody is saying, "I have to be the only one," I have to be the only one, and I'm looking at what you have and what you are able to do, and I don't see it. Okay, any person out there who calls himself a leader who is saying, "I have to be," it has to be me or no one else. Is there any single person, any single leader who can say that I have the means to deliver Ambazonia for Ambazonians? Is there any one person
If
out there who can say,
it has to
I
be
alone can
you.
do it"? Who is there that can do it? Even with the demise of Efang now, uh, uh, what can the ADF do? What can the ADF really do right now? Eh?
I've asked that
It
question.
is an illusion. It is an illusion that some people continue to have. You are believing in the unbelievable. Huh? It is just, I don't know, it's foolhardy to continue believing in something that you know is impossible. The only way is if we put our resources together, put our ideas together, and get this thing done. That's the only way we do it. Yes, you were saying something.
Yes. What was well the thing I was about to say is, if I be there yesterday, they talk say me one I feel do am, or I talk today say me one I feel do am. Why for the past over 30 years, I do for day, I never don't do am. I leave, I
Uh-huh.
never do am. So they carry hey. Other people don't come, can't join me. We and the all with the struggle. We know the see complete the job. Then I see the consistent me one. I feel why me one? I know we don't do them long time ago. Because if I forfeit for do a me one long time ago, it therefore means that a person like a Paul Goji Jinka, if I finish the job where I not meet up am. But he not do am. I but no come not do am. I can't meet up am. I did for day. I never do am. It therefore means that now we all will fit do am. Man come man talk so benga we talk and say bray. We know the talk say amen. If you talk say
Yes.
amen, now you want I know you
Mm-hmm.
don't get meaning. But if
Yes.
say bray, now we talk and it will get meaning.
Absolutely, absolutely. So may I just play may I see if I will play the rest of this audio, then we'll move on from this topic.
Or for at least warning, semi-fine safety. So make we learn from this mistake where FM it don't make them. Where it don't end up for cost the own life is yourself. It don't end up for cost the own life. Because if it destroy the other fighters so they be around, plenty of them, either they kill them or they someone they even run go DTR center just because of ye, or someone they just give up the fight, run go for different places. They leave now the area wide open for La Republic for march in, do it the way they do them for you or don't see them now, so where you don't die. Make other fighters they learn from this mistake. Now, it don't end for the way it end. Be very tragic. And we go live for extend with condolences for a family. But we must also point to the mistakes we make and way it finally take a life. But the question now, I say, what did the ADF it go do for this situation? What did the ADF it go do for this situation? Because for so long, we don't say I'm saying they engage in some activities where it be detrimental to we struggle. Now where the ADF, the own Supreme General, as they call it, he don't be killed by La Republic of Cameroon. The thing where the rest of we the one for CM now how where the ADF it go avenge the killing of General Efa. If the ADF it be a force to reckon with for this struggle, now more than ever before, now the time where the ADF get for proof for ambassadors, say yes, they be there for this struggle, now for fight La Republic. We want for see them may they go carry out a major action against La Republic for punish La Republic for the fact that they don't kill their major general. The thing that
No,
will wait for them now,
Supreme
wait
Commander, no Major
ADF,
General.
they could do. They could just leave and make they can't take FM, go torture you, kill you, like say be foul, or they could do something for sure. Say yes, despite the fact that they do this one for Supreme General, we still be a force to reckon with, and we don't avenge his death. The days ahead, we go to watch for see what the ADF he go do, and the clock it tick. The clock it tick. Ambassadors they wait for so long. They don't wait for see the ADF may demonstrate say they there for this struggle like any other fighting force for ground zero. But so far, we never really see the proof. But now the moment is for the ADF once and for all for lay those concerns to rest. Go out and demonstrate. Say indeed, they be there for this struggle, now for fight the enemy, that Republic to come around. Now the thing that way Ambazonians, they expect for see now. But again, as I don't talk, and I will continue for I come back for talk about this thing severally, because it be very important for we fighters to understand, say, una strength is there when una hold hands together. Not be for one strong man. We want to hear this general go come out, the argue, the fight with the other one on social media. You want to hear the one come out the fight. It be very wrong. It be very detrimental. It make una look weak in the eyes of the enemy, and they come the pick una one. But if they see una they collaborate, when they work together, share intelligence, share tactical knowledge, share material, it increase una own very safety. It increase una own safety. So una learn to work together. No mean one strong man you want to stand. But when we join hands, even if individually we not be very strong, when we join hands, no man no fit defeat one. We learn from the example of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Maybe they're very powerful countries, so but time when they come together, talk say you touch one man, you touch all of us. All other countries, the way they be threatened for come attack them, they back off. They be back off. So make we learn from that lesson. And make we know say with security is there with each and every one of us. And most of all, again, treat the civilian population well. Protect them, they go protect you. Treat them well, they go make sure say you stay safe. No if you talk to one enough. Now just a short message out where I get on, but I will.
Okay, so this the message that we will get on for. I hope say I decide for play this one again, so that if people that went and we get the audio the first time, may they get them. And my way you get them now, make it share and make it reach all we pause them for down. It be very important, so may they get this message, so that may they know to follow to make the same mistakes. I don't know whether you get any final thing for talk about this topic before we move on to the next topic.
Well, what we have to talk about on the aspect of the civilians. Today, if I don't make a mistake, we did get information on yesterday. Aspect of the civilians. Allah Bukam, he died for hand of the Republic, and the circumstances where he died for today, they be disturbing. The information I get them, how he died, say, he woke up yesterday, he take machine from Allah Bukam, which way I sense some from that information with me, I get on and say, somebody, if you walk off a road, where he did this fellow, if you want to kidnap him, but because he sense a danger there around here, he tell the fellow one kidnap and say, make it go, because say, La Republic, it is see footprints for ground, where they show say La Republic elements, they did for bush. I get two things for this particular gentleman. The person where they miss for kidnapping, where he didn't for hospital. He say he mommy be saying, he say me go find person where he got banga. Yesterday for Monday goes down. Early for morning time. Now the only day that your mommy, if you woke up saying, say me go find person for morning time. Say me can call your banga.
Where they call banga?
Before die, because you want to call banga, that guy miss you. You they will kidnap you because you want to go find person can call banga. Your kidnapper. He not kidnap you because he fear the enemy where they for bush in the way today. And he finally die where he not execute your mission. Now, the ADF make them take note of this particular aspect. Say the attitude when they want to kidnap our people and randomly just because they want to go take ransom for them, it be counterproductive. Make we see what
it not only be counterproductive, it be very unsafe. It be very unsafe. The boy where they kill him, whether a fighter where they kill him, who know who they don't betray? Maybe in a person where they don't take money from you before.
Okay.
Now so they make
So
and they kill them.
that the
Why?
access
Why?
between
When
Mango
you
to
look at
Mango and
this summer, when you look at the fighters for Buea County, look at the fighters for Buea County. How many times you don't hear say some person betray any Buea fighter? Because
difficult.
they work, they protect, they not engage in all these things when you see them around Mezam and other places. No, they are there for the people. They are dedicated, focused on the enemy and the enemy only. That is why you hardly hear of these things happening in Buea. Why? Because of the way they conduct themselves, the way they respect themselves, the way they respect the population, and in turn, the population respects them. This thing is not very complicated. It not be really that complicated.
If we look the situation like I asked him, if we look the situation 5 years behind, the same people they ride Okada from Mancon to Mbengwi, now the same people they ride that Okada. But this same people don't be terrorized by una over and over, kidnap and their machines and they una seize them. They will carry person for Mancon for Mbengwi, when they take maybe for that person like 2,000, you will bring it for us to make it give 5,000. If give that 5,000, so they say don't give you don't get the 5,000, you take your machine go down. That man you machine the goat and I see that person, it will still
You
come
will
up
survive now.
gold.
How?
He like you, say like that machine you take so he like you because all that thing we do over here so now sugar, it go down for belly, it is sweet for them. We don't betray you. Why the same people that they provide with security 5 years ago, that the same people that today when I feel say not them they betray with. Wait when I don't do and with these same people don't turn for being now traitors for una. We not need for apologize for everybody. We need the right Okada for Bengui, between Mancon and Bengui. The fighters along that area, they
Stretch.
need for render apology for everybody there. But if we render that apology for everybody there, any Bamileke or La Republic citizen where the right Okada along that area, kill ye. No judgment, kill ye. Because no matter how much apology you render for that one, he no go ever leave you, you go free. So kill ye. Anybody working for right Okada along that axis must be now a pure Southern Cameroonian mother and father. If not, send ye make a good job Ikema. Because the question will be, wait till it do them for day.
Yes, I think it'd be very clear. So we get a lot of those black legs, especially those Bamikes, as you don't mention them, and they do a lot of disservice for we fighters. They betray a lot of them, may they be killed. I think the fighters themselves they know what to do. I don't think so. That we even get for tell them they know what to do. So if they not do them, they leave themselves vulnerable. That then sabi. I don't think say it be up to we for tell. They know what to do.
If you not deal with your enemy will deal with you.
He will
As
deal
simple
with
as that.
you. If you not deal with them, they will deal with you. So it not even be in our place to tell them what to do. So yes, I think we'll transition to the next topic of this of a discussion being the so-called 11th February. I think we don't. They don't give that thing plenty day. I think in those days they become with the Empire Day, and then they can't call
Yeah,
like what an Empire Day now. Which I don't even know what it mean. then after they say youth day, and they continue for the Dutch. They just they prefer to call them something else than which way actually be because they know say their intentions they not be pure. That the day of the plebiscite
okay,
where they be
fine.
forced we say
Maybe we start from the Genesis. The Genesis was the Southern Cameroons changed to become West Cameroon. La Republic changed to become East Cameroon. Later on, La Republic changed it. It wasn't no more the Southern West Cameroon. It was now the United Republic of Cameroon. From the United
yes.
Republic of Cameroon to La
No, it
Republic
was
of Cameroon.
first of
From
all,
La
the
Republic of
federal.
Cameroon
It came to the federal before
was
being
the
united. Was the federal?
Federal Republic
Yes,
of Cameroon to
yes.
United Republic of Cameroon with 7 provinces, from United Republic of Cameroon to La Republic of
Ten
Cameroon with
provinces.
10 provinces, from 10 provinces to 10 regions. So the people will always keep on changing. I don't know if tomorrow I change my name from Sama Thomas to say Richard, I still remain the same person. So I don't even
Yes.
understand all this gambling that these guys are gambling down there with a change of names. They refuse not to celebrate their so-called 1st January, which is the only country on earth that does not celebrate Independence Day.
Yep. The only
No.
country, the only country in this world, the only country in this world that does not celebrate its Day of Independence is La Republic of Cameroon. The only country
Yes.
I have never seen I don't know of any other country that has intentionally refused to celebrate its own Day of Independence. I mean, there's a reason for it. There is a reason for it. Because they want to hide
So
the fact that we were two separate countries that came together. That's the
now,
whole reason. That's the
if
whole
La
reason.
Republique, if La Republique was sincere enough, the day that La Republique and the people of Southern Cameroon could have been celebrating as a day of unity between the Southern Cameroon and La Republic of Cameroon could have been 11 February, which was the day the people of the Southern Cameroons voted to unite with La Republic of Cameroon. That is the day they could have been celebrating, and not even 1st January and not even 1st
Yes.
October. They could have been celebrating 1st October as their own Independence Day, while the people of Southern Cameroon are celebrating what they could have been celebrating 1st January as their day of independence. The people of Southern Cameroon are celebrating 1st October as their own day of independence, and we as a united people
Jointly.
celebrate
That is that is
February.
that is that is the way it should have been done. That is the way it should have been done. They would have made sure that they said we jointly celebrate their own Independence Day and celebrate our own Independence Day. Then we celebrate the 11th of February together. But because they are bad
And we have
intentions,
brought all of us together.
yes,
But unfortunately,
because they have bad
they will not
intentions,
want
they don't
to
want to recognize that history. They just want us to they want us to forget that we ever belong somewhere else before coming together. That's the main thing. They don't want us, they want to erase the history books.
They are living in their lies, and they also want us to live in that same lies. They've been living in deceit and thinking that deceit can help them tomorrow. It had failed, and they are failing to accept the fact that it can. So, what are we saying? Let me remind Southern Cameroon something. After the launching of the SDF in 1990 on the 26th of May, the 26th of May 1990 was the last 20th May that the people of the Southern Cameroons celebrated with fanfare. After the launching of the SDF, the celebration of 20th May became something else. There was a
Yes.
period of years that the SDF never celebrated 20th May. The first year that the SDF went in to celebrate 20th May was 1995, and the reason it was that we are going to protest. We were going to protest. When we protested on that year, I said my protest is over. I will never join the SDF again for any other protest. So that message has gone through. Not doing that through the Lord Southern Cameroonians into returning to the celebration of 20th May. But all over, it was shaky until 2001 that the final nail, and 2016, the final nail was nailed on the coffin that no more celebration of 20th May and 11 February. La Republic of Cameroon should be deceiving itself over the celebration of 20th May or 11 February in the Southern Cameroon. So it will never work again. The only guys who act
Never.
has failed. They
Never.
for them. What are they deceiving themselves? Soldiers were not celebrating 11 February before, but today the people celebrating 11 February in the Southern Cameroons are soldiers with a duel. Like one of my man said, Oga Joe don't go celebrate 20th May, man not day. He don't take one beer, he want charge. He didn't for the charge your brain. They are using it to be charging their brains. One day they will charge their brain, and that brain will not be charged again. The earlier they leave the Southern Cameroons from charging their brains on that day, the better for them.
When you see La Republic running away from any genuine negotiation, it is because of all these things that we are talking about. Because if you were to sit La Republic down and ask them, okay, can you please explain our transition or our metamorphosis, if I should call that, from the Federal Republic. Let me start from the Federal Republic to United to now La Republic. Can you explain how we got to where we are now? Just explain to us how we got to this point. Tell us how we got here. What are they going to say? What are they? But before we get there, let me read something which comes from the archives of the Manfe. I think it was a Manfe conference. Let me just read it so we can all get it. On August the 10th to 11th, 1959, the Manfe plebiscite conference was held, and His Majesty the Fount of Bafut Achirimbi II was president of the British Southern Cameroon's House of Chiefs after being selected for this role by 100% of his fellow brother Fons and chiefs. The Fons and chiefs took a stand during their own conference held earlier in Bamenda, which His Royal Highness Achirimbi II stated as follows during the August 10th to 11th conference. We believed on 2 points during the conference in Bamenda in which Dr. Endele and Mr. Foncha were present. I was chairman of the conference. We rejected Dr. Endele because he wanted to take us to Nigeria. If Mr. Foncha tries to do to us, to take us to French Cameroon, we shall also run away from him. To me, French Cameroon is fire and Nigeria is water. Sir, I support secession without reunification. His Majesty, the Fount of Bafut Achirimbi II, was president of the British Southern Cameroon's House of Chiefs, August 1959. That was our own King Solomon at the time, who spoke clearly about the risks of coming together with La République du Cameroon. But our leaders then did not want to listen to what he had told them. And here we are, 60-something years after, in this, what should I call it? This soup, this pot of this, we are rolling in mud. We are rolling in mud. We are being molested. We are being killed. We are being massacred every day for daring to ask for what is rightfully ours. And he warned us, and he wasn't the only one.
Yes. Correct something there. Correct something there, please. We are burning in that fire that His Majesty Chief Achirimbi from Achirimbi described. That La Republic is fire that will burn all of us. We are truly burning in that fire. It's not a month.
Of course, that is what it is. That is what it is. Imagine what they are doing to our people. We have seen just in the past few days what has happened. What has been happening to our people? We saw a pregnant woman in Manfe shot in the head to death. Shot in the head. A pregnant woman. And what was her crime? She just because she was sitting in, she was happened to be a passenger in a car. We saw little girls, Rosalind, shot in the head. Again, in a car, most of the times because of these colonial thieves, they are called soldiers, they are thieves who were trying to extort money from a taxi driver. And they are sent in, but I believe that some of these guys are recruited from their jails, from the way they behave. These are not normal human beings. The atrocities they commit, and they do it with impunity because for so long, they have been taught that a Southern Cameroonian is someone whom you can treat anyhow. You can treat anyhow and nothing is going to happen to you. So what we are saying here, fellow Ambazonians, is that we are sending this message to you here today, that never again shall we celebrate the day of our enslavement. I want this message to go clearly to all the corners of Ambazonia. And we are going to come to this again when we talk about what happened in Fako yesterday to drive home this message. For those who think that they can defy our orders and go out there and do whatever they want, It is up to you. It is up to you. You don't know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, but it can happen anywhere, anytime in Ambazonia. So if you think that you want to go out there and celebrate 11th of February, that's your business. You are free to do so. But you are responsible for what will happen to you. You are responsible for what will happen to you if you go out there. We have said that day is banned. The celebration of that day is banned anywhere in Amazonia. So if you go out there to celebrate it, you are doing so at your own risk. I don't know if you can say it any better, I think we need to drive this message home as clearly as possible.
Come on, Mike. I got two opinions there, and I will put it out the way I want to. First of all, let me say, if that action was carried out by the ARFs of Buea, I dove my heart for them and said, congratulations. But this is where the problem is intriguing. Is for over 3 months today, we haven't seen Moja pulling some of those his very expensive pranks in Buea. But we saw
this summer, for the sake of procedure, let us just finish with the 11th February. We'll come to that story and we will cover it in full, and we will ask if Moja is in hibernation or what is happening with him. Someone may need to wake Moja up to get up and come do some of his acting. But let's just finish with 11th February. I want you to look at the camera and talk to Ambazonians why it is important for them to stay at home on the 11th of February.
I can observe and I can still remember when I was in primary school going to celebrate 11th February or 20th May, though I boycotted it in 1997, not even knowing exactly the reason of my boycotting 20th May in 1997. Since then, I've never celebrated the damn thing again. Now, here goes the point. When we were kids going to celebrate 20th May and 11th February, we'll be marching past in front of the colonial authorities, and they will cross their legs, fold their arms, watching the slave marching in front of him. The slave marching in front of the master to say, I appreciate the fact that the master is seated in the grandstand, even under the rain. Can you imagine? Under the rain in May, during May, we are in the rainy season, and at times the rain could really fall heavily in May. We are under that rain, marching in front of the colonial master. He is seated under a shelter, and we are marching in front of him. What can South Koreans explain to us that was happening? And some of us, our parents, they knew exactly what was happening, but they failed to educate us on this. And we have to belittle ourselves up to that level of belittling ourselves. The slave master is there, watching us march in front of him, celebrating the fact that we are slaves. For this is the day that they got their slaves. They are happy for having their slaves, and the slaves are marching in front of them, telling the master that we are happy, you are slaves. Can you imagine? We were doing that because we didn't know. But that everybody is aware, has been educated about it. Will you still go to celebrate your day of slavery as if you are in the old animals farm? When man was gotten rid of in the farm, you still keep on your ribbon, and knowing the significance of that ribbon. If you are one of those that is going to do that, then I believe yours is worse than those during the days of animals farm. You need to be killed, for there is no any other way again. There is nothing that we can do to open your head and put some sense inside. We cannot know the evil that 11th February and 20th May has done to us, and some of us still think that they can go out there and march in front of the master. That is encouraging the master to keep his knee on our necks. And anybody that is going to go out there to encourage the master to continuously put their knees and toes on our necks, we will take you out. We are, even if you are my sister, my brother, my father, my mother, we will take you out. Beware of 11th February and 20th May. That day should be ghosted to the southern Cameroons in such a way that not even a bird should make a sound out there for someone to hear. For if it does, then even the thunder, our great grandparents, the thunder of Mount Franco, the thunder of the Bamida Mountains, will strike even that bird that makes a noise in the entire southern Cameroon comes 11th February, which 20th May is just a few months ahead of us. Try it and see something on that day.
Yes, as you've rightly stated, Nisama, I hope they are listening. I hope they are listening. And for full disclosure, the lockdown of the whole of Ambazonia starts on February 10th and extends to February the 12th. Total lockdown of Ambazonia starts from February the 10th to the 12th. And now, as you have stated, it is something else if you don't know. When you don't know, you can be excused that at least he or she did not know. But if you know that this is the day I was enslaved, and your slave master tells you, oh, my fellow slave, go out there and march. By the way, I'll be sitting under the shed and I want to see you march in front of me. And you go out there, bang, 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 bang. I'm celebrating the day I was enslaved. I mean,
What?
What does that make you? You are worse than a slave. You are even worse than a slave because there are some slaves who at least are trying to get away from their bondage. But when you are a slave and you know that that is how you are considered, and your slave master says, go out there and march, and you go out there and you're marching, that makes you a moron. And I'm glad to have Chairman Patrick joining us here. So what I'm trying to say here is this. You remember, Chairman Patrick and this summer who are here, you remember that during these celebrations, the colonial masters always came in very late. You will go and stand there, like you're saying, whether it's raining or the sun is beating down on your head, you will stand there from morning until when they choose to come, whenever they come. And that is when the occasion will start. And then you go out now again after you have spent the whole week, maybe sometimes 2 weeks, learning how to march. Every day you get out of school to go and learn how to march, just to come and march in front of. But these people have used us, you know. These people have really used us. They have abused us. They have abused us for so long. And it's just so painful just thinking about some of the things that we had to go through as students to prepare for these days when at the time we didn't even know much about our history because the history was not taught. I have learned a lot during this struggle than I ever learned as a student. My own history was hidden from me. And that is why we must fight to make sure that our children going forward must know their own history and have a country they can be proud of. So I would like for you, Chairman Patrick, since you're just coming in, to come in and chime in on this topic and maybe just say something before we transition to the next topic. Chairman Patrick, you're welcome. Chairman Patrick, are you there? Chairman Patrick, I saw you momentarily.
Yes, he was there. I don't know what. Maybe his.
Chairman Patrick, can you hear me? It seems Chairman Patrick is frozen. Chairman Patrick is frozen. Yeah. Chairman Patrick, why don't you log off and then log back on? You are frozen. You are frozen. So please log off and log back on. And when you come on, please let me know. Let me know when you're back. Yes, as we were saying, Mr. Thomas, these people have really abused us and used us for so long. And no doubt they were calling us Anglophiles because they did all these things to us and they were expecting us to fight back. And for so long, we did not fight back. we were always the gentleman. We are gentlemen, and they were using us and calling us Anglo fools. And some of us do not even know where the origin of that name is, because they were doing so many bad things to us, and we were just so numb. We were just there taking it and taking it and taking it. And it is so baffling that even today, at this moment that we speak, there are still people amongst us who think it's okay. And people who think it's okay to continue to succumb to this docility that makes us look stupid and foolish. They're using us every day. Just look at our territory. They are all of them. The northern zone, southern zone governors from La Republic of Cameroon. As if we're not qualified to lead ourselves. Can Ambazania not be the governor of the northern zone or the southern zone? Why are the colonial deals all from La Republic of Cameroon? Because they are afraid of putting these plantations in the hands of the slaves. That they may turn around and cause a revolt at the plantation. So they don't want to take that risk. They want to make sure the plantation is in safe hands, their own citizens who will do exactly what is best for them, not for us. They are doing what is best for them. They are not doing what is best for us. And it is so annoying to see some of us still willing to collaborate and enable this exploitation of us every day. So I don't know if German Patrick is back.
Let me say something.
Okay, yeah, you come in, Nisama. You come in.
You are only talking about the colonial administrators. Do you know that about 5 years ago, La Republique trained 100 La Republican citizens to send into CDC to become heads of department? Do we know why those guys were trained and sent into CDC to become head of departments? The intention behind it was send them as head of departments so as to turn around, privatize the CDC. When you are privatizing the CDC, the so-called heads of department will pretentiously buy those departments that they are heads. At the end of the day, the CDC should be in the hands of La Republican citizens and not Southern Cameroonians. Look at the so-called Chantier Naval that was under the control of Fonjindam. Fonjindam was bundled to prisons, and everybody that is in Chantier Naval speaks but French in Southern Cameroon. So too, if had it been we allowed them to succeed with this their 100 heads of department, which they recruited into CDC, tomorrow if you enter in CDC, you will not hear English again. All you will hear in CDC will be bonjour, mon frère. So
but the tragedy there, Nisama, is that when all these things are happening, and you have house slaves like Belamoki, the John Gutes, the Mafani Musanges, they come out and say, "Oh, some people are coming from the northern zone and they are stepping on their necks." And you ask yourself, how are these your own brothers stepping on your necks? Are they the ones heading the Sonaras and the CDCs and all these corporations in your territory? Are they the ones heading them? Are they the governors and the DOs? So how really are they stepping on your necks? And that is one of the things where people like that, if I had a son like Belamoki, I think I'll disown him. If I had a son like
it's not a matter of disowning. When we were still kids, there is a certain act in Bangkok during December before Christmas. We will harvest leaves from all nooks and cranny of Bangkok and take to the palace for them to make some medicine with, that they will go all over Bangkok to fix the village with, for bad people not to come in. We call it Zoba. Such children and persons, we will use them to promote in job with and fix the village.
or I think such a person will be used to send thunder. In those days when we used to send thunder, we used him to send thunder. Because it shows just how useless a person can be. A person who calls himself a senator, but he doesn't even know what a senator
Right.
is supposed to do. Things happen within your own area of jurisdiction, and you don't see him. You don't see him come out to address that. It's only to come and bend over for Paul Biya. That's where you see him. That's where you see him. It's really shameful. It's shameful to have people like that as
No.
pretending to be your leaders. I don't know, Chairman Patrick, are you there? Chairman Patrick, I don't know if he's locked back on. If not, we will go on to the next topic, which of course is the what happened in Fako yesterday. Ghost towns reinforced in Fako yesterday. Before we talk about it, why don't we watch some of the videos that came out of that incident yesterday? If the studio can play for us some of the videos that we have from Fako, from Kumba, I mean from Buea yesterday, where the ghost town was reinforced and people have gotten the message. They've gotten the message, and that is only a tip of the iceberg. There is a lot more that is coming for those who think that they can violate our orders and defy our ghost towns, which is a symbol of our resistance. It's a symbol of our resistance, the ghost towns, and we are saying that from now on, anything can happen anywhere. We will not talk about it anymore. You know, when we started this struggle this summer, the one mistake we made was that we always said we always announced what we were going to do. That was a grave mistake. Now we don't announce anymore. Things just happen when they happen. If you get caught in it, you ask for it. When they say
Okay.
stay at home, stay at home. When we say stay at home, stay at home. When we say respect our ghost towns, respect our ghost towns. When we call for a lockdown, respect it, and you will be safe. But when you want to defy it, whatever happens to you, you ask for it. So that is it. I don't know. You were trying to say something.
Yeah. Uh, I said what happened in Buea yesterday is in two phases, but the second phase is going to be more interesting than the first phase. So, if at all it was carried out by our boys and or the mountain lions, I dove my heart for them. That was an
Yes.
excellent job, well
Yes.
executed. And what I will advise is that whenever you guys come out in that manner, please do not waste materials. For there was a lot of wastage of materials in that incident, which couldn't make any sense again. When the act has been executed, leave the scene. For if you stay put, then you want to make videos and noise. That's when you put yourself on harm's way. So next time, please, once the deed has been done, get out. Now
Well,
comes major point.
I think they were also sending a message. They were sending a message, and I hope that message was received. But as you were saying, I was saying earlier when we were discussing the topic of F1 and so on, when you look at okay, those are the images. Those are the images from yesterday. Those are the images from yesterday.
Ungongo! Ungongo! Don't get it right. Bombo man. Capino against Bagat.
It seems it's not on
Today,
screen.
29th of January 2024. Mountain Lion One Paco, Major General Sagai Bikina.
Exchange, they don't born moto. Buea.
Yeah, that is what
Mike,
happened yesterday, and those are the images. As I was saying, Nisama, if you can hear me, the
yes.
thing is this: we have seen the violation of ghost towns beginning to happen in Meme, especially in Kumba, led by this colonial administrator, of course, a lot of Republican citizen,
Tundong
Tundong
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain. I hear he's recovering from some poison or whatever in Yaoundé, but he was pushing to make sure that things come back to normal in Meme, especially in Kumba. And my message to those in Kumba is that you have to watch what has happened in Fako. The next stop is Meme, Kumba. Next stop is Kumba. We will not say when it's going to happen, but it will happen. So if you want to continue to defy our ghost towns in Kumba, continue to do so. When it happens to you, you only have yourself to blame, especially for the lockdowns that are being called for within these days, these coming days, being the 11th of February, uh, February the 10th to the 12th. Anyone who want to go out there and defy that lockdown, you are free to do so. Nobody is going to hold you, but it is your life. You can do with it as you please. So let us give Chairman Patrick, who is now back, a chance to say something. And if you want to go back and say something about previous topic, you're free to do so. But Chairman Patrick, you're welcome back.
Thank you so much, Comrade Mike and my able comrade Sama. I just want to say you guys have done a wonderful job to educate those guys on what they are doing on the ground. I will just talk a little bit about what happened in Buea. I
Mhm,
think La Republique, they have no option than to get back on the drawing board and see how they can come talk to the Amazonians to get out of this war. Because right now they do not have any way to get out. Amazonia is not going to let their guards down. And what happened in Buea yesterday is exactly what is going to happen in every part of Amazonia. Whoever is disrespecting the ghost town will be held accountable. And one of the few things that is going on in Amazonia today is the fact that the Amazonian Restoration Forces, they have now understand exactly what they are supposed to do. The education that is being given to them, they are taking it seriously. Even though some
mhm,
of these videos are not encouraged, but the message was clear. Boya, La Republic cannot mount every corner of the Southwest and think they are going to keep Amazonians from doing what they have to do. This ghost town that is being called coming up for the 11th of February from the 10th to the 12th is going to be more deadly than anybody has ever seen in Amazonia. And La Republic should be making plans to back out because Amazonians are not going to let their gas down, and anybody disrespecting the lockdown will count themselves as a cop. You will be following a Kema anytime soon because we are not going to tolerate anybody that is violating the laws. And you did talk about Efang and all the other guys. One
mhm,
thing that any country that has ever won a revolution have done is the fact that they have a backup plan. All the
mhm,
fighters, all the fighters, when they get to this point where the Amazonian revolution is, everybody start collaborating. You have
mhm,
people that are backing you up whenever you're attacked. There's
mhm,
no one man show.
mhm,
If the people of, uh, let's say, Momo, if they win or they chase La Republique out of their territory, we haven't won the war. But the moment this is a coordinated effort where
mhm,
Momo, Donga, Manchum, Menchum, and every other angle of Amazonia is fighting with one command and they are coordinating their activities, they are communicating with each other, La Republic will not have a place to hide.
mhm,
As the days goes, Amazonians will come back together and put a new plan on how they are going to execute this. But coming together as one man, having a backup from every angle is what is going to chase these Turks called La Republic out. And sometimes I look at La Republic, I feel ashamed because they do not have any plan. Their goal is kill as many people as you can to terrorize and put fear in the minds of Ambazonians. But we have already defeated fear. Now we are taking our land back, and La Republic cannot stop us.
Yes, Chairman Patrick, I'm glad you said that because when you look at the trajectory of this fight, it is in phases. It is in phases. We have transitioned from the era where we were once so disjointed, and then we came together. We had the interim government. Even the other groups were very unified. But at some point, there were internal problems that caused us to break up. But we are again there is that unifying force, that core that is attracting people to come back together, and that is beginning to happen. And people have learned from their mistakes. People have learned from their mistakes, and those mistakes are being corrected slowly, but those mistakes are being corrected, and Brazilians are coming together. Because when you look at this struggle, La Republic has pronounced this thing over many times. Many times they'll come out and say, "Oh, the war is over. We have won." Then before they know it, bam, something happens, and they are shut up. We are not going to give up on this thing, fellow Brazilians. This thing is not going to end. This thing is not going to end. We have material out there in the hands of our boys, and there are thousands of them out there. They are not going to disappear. They will not disappear. So La Republic will have to choose either to sit at the table and so we end this thing, or to continue. And by the way, have you noticed that their country is falling apart? Have you noticed that La Republic is falling apart? They don't have any money. Everything is just falling apart. There's no leadership in that country now. People are just doing whatever they want. And the days ahead are even more troubling for them when they start fighting over their own succession. So I think the best time for La Republic to resolve this thing before things get too bad is now. But we are not advising them on what to do. I think they have been independent for how long? They should know what to do. So, but we know what we want. Time is on our side, but time is not on the side of La Republic Cameroon. So we will stay on course. We are coming back together, and we will emerge even stronger in the days ahead. You just watch and see. People thought Buea was dead, right? But when Buea erupted yesterday, like Mount Fako, the lava could be felt. When Buea erupted yesterday, they felt the lava, and that is how it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be going forward. And like we said, next stop, Meme. Next stop, Meme. So watch out, Kumba. Those of you who think that you can violate our ghost towns and get away with it, continue doing so. This summer, you wanted to say something. You can chime in before we move
What
on.
what I observed in Buea yesterday is what all Southern Cameroonians should beware of it and take it seriously. And this is one of the reasons that I must congratulate the guys who went into Buea yesterday, for they didn't move into Buea to go stopping people. Why were you going to do? Why were you doing that? Who are you? Who are you? No. They came out to say any dust that is on the street, wipe it out. Even if that dust was your sister, your mother, your father, what was that person doing there at that material time or particular time, of which yesterday was a lockdown day? So they dealt with everybody that was on the streets of Buea. So you, who has been violating our ghost towns on Mondays, thinking that you can do it and go away with as you've been doing, you met your Waterloo. And most importantly, Musonge's brother or nephew or whatsoever that is a black leg calling himself a Joe in Yaoundé was in that crossfire, dealt with, burn in the car. That is the way forward. If you guys go out for any action, do not go asking anybody seated in the car, what are you doing there? Charge that car with bullets, put petrol on it, burn it, no matter who is in that car, violating any of our instructions. Do not ask questions. Deal with the situation as it was dealt with in Buea yesterday. Then now, going to the second phase. We know it has been 3 months that Moja haven't come out some of his pranks in Buea. What happened in Buea yesterday as well is the fact that Moja has been in the cold. It seems like the Republic wasn't churning out money again to Moja to be pulling those his pranks. So he said, now that money is not still coming, let me do something in Buea so as to make the people, the dull people in the Republic, turn out some money into Moja's hands so that he can continue eating and mocking, killing our people. That was what was done. Ringa is unable to come out to make a statement because something went wrong within their own camp. I don't know if Ingaringa is still preparing to come out, but we are waiting for him to come out. So is there calling himself the chairman of the so-called Bilingualism Commission. I don't know, for the past how many years the Southern Cameroonians have been dying, he has been mute. He has never made a statement. Now that the dirt is on his own table or bed, I don't know if it is now that he's going to open his mouth. We are waiting for him. What has happened is just a tip of the iceberg in the Southern Cameroons. More is on your way.
It's yet to come.
Either you get out of the place or you'll be dealt with. Can you remember about 5 months ago, the council in Quen was burned down? The CPDM are good in pulling these pranks because they are unable to raise money in our various communities to embezzle. So now that they cannot raise those money to embezzle, let them burn infrastructures that have been constructed so that FECOM should give that mayor of Quen money for reconstruction and have the opportunity to steal. This is what these guys have resorted to be pulling pranks and damaging state properties so that La Republic can give them money for them to give to their family members who are contractors to steal and embezzle part of that money. These are things La Republic does not know. But let them get this information and hold these people who are doing all these things, harm to them, embezzling money and burning down infrastructures, and put them to prison for the accomplices and culprits to all the arson that is going on in the Southern Cameroons.
But Nisama, you know, they are learning from their masters in Yaoundé, right? How many ministries have been burned down just recently? Even the so-called parliament was burned down not too long ago. And that's what they do. So they are just learning from them. Now, coming back to Moja again. Coming back to Moja. I don't know. Where is Moja? I thought Moja would have been out there defending the territory yesterday. But up to now, I haven't seen Moja. What happened? Is he in hibernation? But Moja is hibernating somewhere. Somebody needs to go and wake Moja and let him know what's going on.
He came out. He came out and said, "No, I'm sorry that I'm sorry I'm late." After the job has been done with him hiding. So when all the carnage was done, then he came out and said, "I'm late, and these are dead bodies by the Amber terrorists." He took some guy's brother or nephew to the mortuary and stood there was making a certain hypocritical prayers that may your soul rest in peace. If he's now a snake eater or he knows Christ as well. So yesterday, Moja could let us know that he also know the name of Christ.
So Moja is late. He's late after the damage is done. I thought he was a fighter. I thought Moja was a bee or whatever. So that's how he fights his own war. When the war is over, that's when you come and say, "I'm sorry, I was not present at the war front."
Chairman Mike.
After that, you come and you go to a small jungle somewhere and start. And you see him, you'll be looking around. Everywhere he's standing, where there are no people, he's scared. I look around to see if there's somebody coming. You say, "I'm here. Amber, where are you? Who said what I did?" Who said Amber there? After when the action is taking place, that's when we need to see Moja go out there and do something. But he will run and hide like the Ngong dog that he is. That's what he is, Ngong dog. Now let me just read something here that Comrade Rose Bush put out here, which I think is important to bring to the attention of our viewers and listeners. Bazinian history is highly unknown by an overwhelming majority of the people. There are people with historical photos, documents of Ambazonia, and they know the history, but they are not doing anything to be educating the people. It will be good if those who know the history start a daily radio and TV program educating the people. Little and few pages, easy to read books with Ambazonia history photos could be written and distributed to all Ambazonians in Ground Zero for free. It could be very cheap to publish the books in Nigeria. Yeah, and like we're saying, growing up, I knew very little. I was very little when I heard about Empire. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know. Even, they just said, "Youth Day, go and march," and you went and marched. You didn't know what it signified. So we have never really been taught our history the way it ought to be taught. So she's very much on point, and I just wanted to read that and to I don't know, Chairman Patrick, were you trying to say something?
Yes, I was just going to say a few things about this Moja Monja guy. Um, in every country, the the leaders, they have a structure, they have some kind of organization if they are at war on how they are going to secure the population. But in La Republic, there are just two things: for the military to put a checkpoint and collect money, and find a place to hide. Because Boya, that is
Chairman Patrick, Chairman Patrick, I don't want to disturb you, but you talk about protect the people. You really think those people care about the people who live in that country? These are people,
the,
the people who call themselves leaders in that country. They really care about the people they lead. Where is Paul
that is
Biya? When was the last time you
that
saw him? Uh,
is well, he's gonna come out on the 11th February. You'll see the
the
president on the 11th
the
February.
mammogram of Paul Biya, not him alone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
go
one
ahead.
thing that happened, if Moja Moja was even a military guy, and you come out after they have killed people and say I came late, you will be killed the same day, because you as a military person, you are supposed to have a plan on what is supposed to be happening in every territory in your zone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So all that nonsense that he was out there saying, I came in late, is so shameful. So military coming late after the fact. And the one thing that should have La Republic should have learned about this war, you can kill everybody, but you cannot kill the ideology. You are fighting an ideology. You are not
Yep.
fighting the people of Amazonia. Look at what happened in Afghanistan. The United States, they have every iota of weapon, drones, everything. They fought in Afghanistan for over 20 years, thinking they were going to defeat the Taliban. These guys took their time and they were just persistent. They did not
Yeah.
want to give up. They did what they had to do just to keep the fight going. But the worst part of it was the day the United States was packing and leaving Afghanistan. You saw black legs hanging on the tail of airplanes. I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know where they thought they were going to go. If the airplane is 30,000 feet above the air, what are you going to
He
do
go there.
hanging at the
Where will you
tail
go?
of the
That's
plane?
desperation.
So
Desperation
that
right
is
there.
exactly what's going to happen when Amazonia is going to get to that point. Some of these people will not have a place to hide. Unfortunately, La Republic doesn't even have a plane that is going to carry them. They will find a way. They will walk from Bamenda or from Boya to Douala or wherever they're going to be hiding. So it is high time for La Republic to reflect on what they think they are doing, because you either come back
Exchange. They don't
and
born
work
motor.
with these people to stay
Buea.
as good neighbors, or we are going to be like North and South Korea, where there will be a demilitarized zone where nobody can even cross.
Cross it.
Because Amazonia, we will not tolerate this nonsense from La Republic. And it's going to be hot on them. But those who think they are blacklegs, just reflect on what you are doing, because the day will come, you will have no place to hide.
Yes, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. We have said severally. I was watching a TV show, a La Republican TV show, and they were arguing about the flag and other things that are happening in that country, which are not good. even the complete the defeat of their so-called Indomitable Lions team, and they are just down in that country now. Nothing is going well. And one guy was saying, with this issue of the war, why is it so difficult to sit down and dialogue with the Amazonians? Because what they are fighting for is an ideology and it cannot be killed. That is what that guy was saying. As soon as he started saying that, the other ones just tried to shut him down. They will not even allow him to finish what he was trying to say because they don't want to go there. They still believe in their minds that they can win this thing by military might, but they fail to understand that this struggle is not a sprint. It is not a sprint where you just get up, get to the finish line. It's a marathon. It's a person that is willing to endure to the end that will win. And Amazonia has been enduring for more than 60 years. A few more years will not kill us. We are going to stay focused. We will endure. We will bear it. But at the end, Amazonia will emerge victorious. That is it. So now that said, let us go to the next topic, which and by the way, there was a notification. It wasn't part of our program, but I just want to put it here. A notification that came out for the with regards to the United Nations. The United Nations has been deceiving us, playing around with us, fooling us all this while, and the interim government sent out a letter establishing our position with regards to any NGO, United Nations organizations, NGO, whatever it is, organization that is functioning within Amazonia, that we have no responsibility to provide them protection. Because for the past 7 years, we have waited and waited and waited for them to come out and do something or say something or exert some pressure on La Republic du Cameroon to sit down and negotiate or dialogue with us so we can bring this conflict to an end. But these people keep coming in and saying they are coming in for humanitarian assistance. And we don't even see the humanitarian assistance that they're giving our people, because if they want to give any humanitarian assistance, they should be helping our refugees in refugee camps. They should be helping the internally displaced. But they are not doing that, and they come out and they're just going around the neighborhoods. We don't know what they're doing, and they tell us to give them access. So the position of the interim government at this point is that the interim government has no role to provide them any access to our territory. If they are doing so, they are doing it at their own risk, and whatever happens to them is on them. The interim government will no longer provide any protection to the United Nations that continues to play games with us. What we want is for them to put pressure on La Republic du Cameroon to sit down. We declare a ceasefire with conditions for the conduct of a referendum to find out what the people of the Southern Cameroons want for themselves. Every demographic in this world, if the people have a grievance, you have to go to the people and ask them what they want. Let the people tell you. You don't impose on them. And that is what happened with this nonsense plebiscite, where we were compelled to accept conditions that were not coming from us. Our people did not want to join Nigeria, and we did not want to join La Republic du Cameroon. But they compelled us to pick one of the choices. We actually wanted to be on our own, but they refused to give us that option. And we are saying we are not taking that anymore. The resolution of this conflict must end with what the people of Amazonia want. It must end with what our people want, not what somebody says from thousands of miles away and decides that, okay, you take this, as if we sit here and decide what they want for their own countries. That's not going to happen this time. So I just wanted to make that point clear. But let us look at the fallout coming from the recognition of the Amazonian flag over the flag of La Republic du Cameroon, if you can call what they have a flag even, because that thing has been so contorted and manipulated that we don't even know what it is anymore. But of course, it is a flag they had at their independence, so it is their flag. We'll call it that. But We all saw that during a TV production that was covering the African Cup of Nations, whatever it is. The flag of Ambazonia was actually used in replacement of the flag of La République du Cameroon. Not that being such a useless country as La République du Cameroon, we don't even want anything Ambazonian to be associated with them. But the mere fact that our flag was recognized more than theirs, given the fact that the TV station that did this for Ambazonians is a French TV station. And the La République du Cameroon has been colonized by France for so many years. And yet, the flag of La République could not even be recognized by their own colonial master. Their own colonial master did not even recognize their own flag, but they could recognize the flag of Ambazonia. So there was lamentation. There was lamentation in La République du Cameroon about this. And I don't know. Let me see if I can find one audio which I got from one La Republican where they were lamenting. They were lamenting this very thing that happened. Let me see if I can find it.
Le gouvernement camerounais frappe du poing sur la table. Nous on demande le retrait du signal de cette chaîne de télévision dans notre pays.
If I may try to interpret, what he is lamenting here is that he is calling. He's saying that La République du Cameroon should withdraw that. Should withdraw the signal of that TV sent from their territory. That is the new fact that that means they are hitting their hand on the table and demanding that that TV station should be withdrawn from their territory. Let's listen again.
Parce que cette chaîne de télévision vient valoriser des choses que nous combattons dans notre pays.
He is saying that the TV station is coming to endorse what they are fighting against in their country.
Et hors la loi qui mettent en mal la sécurité des Camerounais et de leurs biens. L'État du Cameroun dépense combien chaque jour pour combattre ces terroristes, ces assassins?
Well, as well know, they are calling us terrorists and as assassins, as if we have ever come across their territory to attack them, and that they are dispensing so much in resources to fight us. That is what he is saying there. Let me just play a little bit before we react to it.
Beaucoup d'argent. Et nous connaissons que les Camerounais tirent le diable par la queue. Mais quand de plus en plus, certaines choses se précisent, nous disons que non, non, il y a quelque chose derrière. Et on ne doit pas rester muet. Imaginez que c'est une chaîne camerounaise pendant la Coupe d'Europe qui parle de la France en mettant un drapeau corse.
Yes, yeah, he is saying there that imagine that during the European Cup, a TV station in La République du Cameroon, instead of using the flag of France, put a flag of a different country. How would they feel? And the guy is really almost in tears. He's almost in tears.
Connaissons l'île de Corse, nous connaissons ce qui s'est passé. On parle donc de la France, on met le drapeau corse. Pas le bleu, blanc, rouge qu'on connaît. Vous-même, vous pouvez imaginer ce qui va arriver. On a vu comment une journaliste camerounaise a été sanctionnée parce qu'elle a annoncé le nouveau gouvernement français. L'ambassade de la France est sortie.
That is just a little bit of
comedy.
So what they are saying there is that they do not believe that this thing was an accident, that it was intentional, that they knew exactly what they were doing and did it. and and the lamentation is still going on. They are so pissed, they are so angered that the Ambazonian flag was better recognized than their own flag. So I don't know, Chairman Patrick, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I think the guy is just speaking the truth. And one thing that everybody should be understanding is the fact that France is sending a message. France is sending a message because, first of all, Ambazonia has not been recognized by any country. Our flag has not been recognized by any country. How we were not participating in the tournament? How did they get our flag? What is our flag doing in their system? So the message was very clear. They France is telling Amazonia it's time for us to have some communication. They want us to talk, but they don't want to make it in a diplomatic way. They are telling Amazonia that we are seeing what is going on, we know what is going on. We want you to do one, two, or three things for us to be able to communicate, which we have to come talk to France. They know La Republic has already stepped on France by signing agreements with Russia. They have done so many things. Even if you, some of us who've talked to some diplomats know that when the diplomats in Yaoundé, they advise La Republic not to even make a mistake, to propagate Bia's son to be taken over. But those people in Yaoundé don't want to listen. They are moving to that direction. And some of these countries are going to back away from them. So La Republic should understand that the message was very clear from France, telling you you have messed up, you've done everything contrary to what we have been working on, and it's time for Amazonia to take their country and build it. So we as Ambazonians should be taking advantage of this because it would have taken us maybe 2 or 3 years to have that much publication. But we have more publicity from that incident than we've had in years. So we should be taking advantage of that to build from there and say, let's talk frank, let's get some discussions going. So La Republic can lament as much as they can. There was no mistake in it. Like these people, they did not pick this flag of the flag of Amazonia on the street. They deliberately and intentionally got this flag from wherever they got it from to put it in their system. That this is the newest country in Africa, not the mess up territory that they call Cameroon. So it's not a mistake, and it's time for us to take advantage of that.
Thank you, Chairman Patrick. Yeah, Adisa, I might just say one thing about it. I think a lot has been said about it. I don't know what else we can say about this. It is what it is. If you can say one
To
thing
clear
before we move on.
to clear the air on the doubts that whether it was a mistake or not a mistake, I want a lot of Republican citizens to understand that the DJ of TV Singh is Denise Epote, and Denise Epote is a La Republican citizen. She had worked with CRTV before being before leaving that damn shit of a shithole country as described by Trump. When the Boo Harberts, the Zach Kangafos, and the rest were leaving CRTV, Denis Epotu left to France and was employed to run TV Singh. So you cannot expect, and she is the DJ of TV Singh. You cannot expect that the DJ of TV Singh, being a La Republican citizen, does not know the flag of La Republic.
The flag of the flag of La Republic of Cameroon. It is so baffling. Whether it is a mistake or not, the incident itself is so disgraceful to La Republic of Cameroon. To imagine that your flag, your colonizer, first the country that has colonized you for more than 60 years, does not know your flag, but knows the flag of Amazonia that came into being not very long ago. What does that say about you? What does that say about you?
A shame.
So it is no matter how they look at it, no matter how they try to spin it, it is a very shameful thing. And these things are only happening when you look at La Republic of Cameroon today, even within the continent of Africa. Look at the way other African countries talk about that country. Look at the way Ivorians talk about him. Look at the way Ghanaians talk about him. Look at the way Nigerians talk about him. Everybody's just insulting them. It's like the worst place in that on that continent at this time. La Republic is like the worst country on the African continent right now. Even Equatorial Guineans, go to Equatorial Guinea, see how they're insulting. Equatorial Guinea that used to come and beg things from us. Equatorial Guinea, they are insulting them. Where would they go? That place is just a cesspool. It's a cesspool right now. It's a cesspool.
Yeah.
And there are people there who still don't look at the streets of Yaoundé. What really is working in that place? So it's a situation. They better really take cognizance of what is happening, take cognizance of their status in this world right now, and make a change for the better. But as far as Nigeria is concerned, we have long moved on. We have moved on, and we're not coming back. We are not coming back. We are gone.
Chairman Mike, one thing that La Republic, the only thing that they had, that they can say we had one reputation was even their soccer. But now the soccer is gone. So La Republic, they don't even have anything. They can't even stand anywhere and say, oh, who can even be proud? Even, I'm sure if Buea goes somewhere today and they ask him where you are from, he's going to maybe give a different country. He might say from
he will say I'm from Gabon.
I'm from Gabon. Because they cannot be proud of anything.
Look at their so-called famous football star Eto. Look at the blunder he went and made there. That guy is one very stupid guy, you know. You saw him on camera fighting with somebody at one competition they had somewhere ago. And the reason they lost, I hear, is because he was upset with one goalkeeper and decided to bench the guy who was their best goalkeeper. He benched him and they lost. And just one arrogance, the arrogance that they have does not matter your status. They are all the same. They are just all the same.
Yeah.
Yes. This I don't know if you're saying something. I want us to just what 30 seconds, please. 30 seconds.
Had La Republic understands what they call it diplomacy, they couldn't have given the publicity that they gave to that flag issue the way they've given it. They could have dealt with it discreetly,
quietly,
let it alone aspect. But unfortunately, they've magnified the whole thing, and France is going to deal with it the way they've magnified it. And again, to have antagonized or poke France in the noses by falling toward Russia and China, La Republic, they've shot their leg by themselves, and they'll be dealt with by the same people that were protecting them.
Thank you. I just want to announce this fundraiser that is coming up on Sunday the 4th. The interim government is organizing a fundraiser to raise funds to give our boys so that they can effectively enforce the non-respect of any 11th February celebration anywhere in our territory. So please, we are calling on you to come out and give us the support that we need so we can channel these resources to our boys. You see, we can sit here and talk, and if we are not putting the resources in the hands of our guys to do what they have to do, that will not translate to anything. So we have to act, and being able to act means being able to put together the resources and channel those resources to ground zero, where the action is supposed to take place to make sure that we are sending the clear message to the Republic, because that's the only language you understand. Our forefathers wrote all kinds of letters, went to the United Nations, did all that. It didn't amount to anything. Nobody even mentioned them anywhere. The only reason anyone is talking about us today is because we decided to stand up and say, you know what, we are not going to take this anymore. We are not going to take this anymore. Not that we chose it, we decided to do it, but Buea declared war on us, but we had no option but to fight back. Our backs were against the wall. So we are calling on you, fellow comrades and Brazilians, make sure you come out this Sunday. I think will be hosted on ABS TV, as well as Zoom link will be provided as well. So you can chip in so that we help to provide the necessary tools to our boys to do what they know how to do best. So we look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. I don't know, Chairman Patrick, if you have something to say to encourage our people to come out and support us so that we make this fundraiser a success.
Well, Chairman Mike, like you said, every revolution, there are a few who like to talk, and there are a few who will act. And it's
Mhm.
time for every Amazonian that want to see this go to the final solution to come out. And you are not coming out just to talk, you're coming out to put your hands in your pocket. We know our boys have been sacrificing on the ground. We know La Republic does not have the money to fight us anymore. The only thing they are doing is borrowing. Ambazonia, we have not taken a loan to fight this revolution. We have all sacrificed, and it's time for us to go the extra mile and make
Taking a
sure
loan,
we get
fight this.
our boys to have what they need on the ground, because La Republic will not defeat us. They cannot. The sacrifice that we are doing is from the heart. Is not borrowing money from somewhere to to fight a war that is not necessary. So every Amazonian should come out and come out strong, because we have to get La Republic out of our territory. If they do not want to listen, we're going to get them to listen and understand that we are fighting an ideology, not a physical fight. We are going to fight to the end. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take us, but the few who are dedicated are going to fight this to the end.
Thank you very much. Nisama, I don't know if you have something to say that can motivate our people to come out this Sunday to take part in this fundraiser, much needed, to make sure that we respect this, or we stop any respect of the rest, 11th February, which is considered a sacrilege in our territory at this time.
Well, we have some armed critics in the southern Cameroons that used to sit, fold their arms and ask. It seems that ground don't cool. Not the same for that ground. The question where I feel say those people that ask themselves about that ground don't cool is waiting I don't do for make that ground where it don't cool, make it be hot. All southern Cameroonians to the western world they give understand one thing. We not get any mineral where we extract them for any portion of southern Cameroon to sell them. But the way where we survive today and where the ground in the hot where the claim say we don't hot yesterday and then the cold now saying that some of it deep we hands them into our pocket, they remove body there for support for make the ground they make it be hot. So please, for the simple fact say we brothers them, they die on the ground. We people in general they suffer on the ground, even those that they live there on daily basis. They know you know be sure say you will sleep till you go tomorrow. Come on the fort. Give the widow's mind. I don't estimate them for this country to say if Southern Cameroon did for the Western world only 1 million Southern Cameroonians, and we dedicate only €1 or one part of we are huge. Some of us will get them $1 only. That $1 are €1 million, €1 million or $1 million every month. Where it no go touch nothing any individual, the way of life. Ask yourself, if you go for cafe, if you go drink, you should know for that you spend how much before you leave that cafe. You feel spell one bottle of that mean when you go drink so for control of this struggle every month. If we feel really with ourselves, 1 million only that $1. Can it work? Yes, it can. If we choose to make it work, it's gonna work. So make we come out for that day. If we can't contribute money for make the ground and make it be hot. Not talk say the one we get up is small. Because without 1 cent for the country by for day, if I go for shop for buy and I lack 1 cent, I know will go with that thing. unless somebody will rescue my ass for paying that 1 cent for the shop before you give that thing for me, I will leave without that one thing. So come with the little way you get. It will still help until.
Thank you, Nisama. Thank you very much. Yes, I think we come towards the end of the show today. We don't cover quite a bit. We don't cover the advice to our ARFs for avoid the mistakes where others don't make them, where it don't cause them their deaths. Make they learn for work together, form alliances between RGAs, form alliances between counties, make sure that they collaborate, provide backup to each other, share intelligence, share tactical knowledge, share even materials when be needed, provide backup to each other when one camp be under attack by the enemy. Now, so we now go ensure we our own collective survival. Now, so we now go ensure we our collective survival. Then, when it comes to this respect of ghost towns, we don't say them for areas where they be think say ghost town it don't finish, it erupt, and when it erupt, it catch some people unawares. You know, one for be that person where it will catch you. So with the advice una when it be there for we ghost town, respect them. That just one day. Respect with ghost towns when we respect with lockdowns when we call them. Respect with ghost town country Sunday every Monday. So now the advisor would give for una. And with the advice with fighters too, make una treat with civilian population well. Make una not molest them because now them get for provide una security. Now them with una eyes when they see the enemy in the camp. So when I treat them fine, they go make sure say when I stay safe. Now the advisor we would give them for una. And then when it comes to this 11th February again, 11th February, it don't be banned throughout the territory of Ambazonia. 11th February, it be banned throughout the territory of Ambazonia. Make nobody, go out there for celebrate them. You go out there for celebrate them, you did take a risk on yourself. You did take a risk on yourself. It not be necessary. It not be worth it. It not be advisable. It not be wise for go out there so you want to go celebrate 11th February. Now the day of your enslavement, where you go celebrate, how foolish you feel be, which kind of foolish person you feel be for go out the march for the day where they will enslave you. It be banned in Ambazonia throughout. So make una take note. Now, Nisama and Chairman Patrick, I will give una 1 minute each. Una make una final statements. Make we call this one. We'll call it a day today. I'll start with you, Chairman Patrick. Since now you becoming last, I'll give you the chance to start.
Well, thank you so much, Comrade Mike and Chair Honorable Sama. I just want to tell you when I say this. So this fight will we join them with our heart. We know the challenges where we don't face them. We know which way we get them ahead of we. But at the end of the day, we go sacrifice until even if we not get even now we get our casting for work and we'll continue to sacrifice until the day we go live free and we will be able to get every Amazonian to understand exactly which way we fight for. You don't make a quick statement here. Say if all the Amazonians they become together, they chip in even just $1. Or we have over 1 million Amazonians out of the territory. And everybody should be asking themselves, why did you leave that territory? How many Americans did it come out? How many Germans did it come out? So I want to go live for, I want to fly, go to Saudi Arabia, go stay there because they get a lot of oil. They don't do that because they don't create an environment where it be conducive for their population. We all come out for our territory because of the inhumane treatment way like the Republic the Giwi, and they suffer where everybody they suffer. But if we not fight, if we not do if we not sacrifice, but system make we change these dynamics, then where are we ending? You go suffer for all your life, your picking go grow, they day for white man country or the day somewhere, they not go feel people for live in a country where they tap their chest, saying our own country this, which you don't do. We feel do everything so we build them. But tomorrow somebody go coach them, say why you not go back for your country. So make we all, as Ambazonia, would think about whose side would they put our own support. For Sise, make we be proud of our country. Make our Pekin them be proud. One day say they did for their country, they did worker and they be able to get jobs for their country. It be equivalent to where if you get up out of the country
Mm-hmm.
and they live a
Mm-hmm.
good life with less torment or anybody need to question them where you come out or why you come out come for our own country. So it be a moment for every ambassador to think twice about which way did they do and how much did they sacrifice for 60 minutes revolution to go forward. So at time when I plenty for the education when you give them for down, make the boy and two for down and no say the diaspora they do a lot for support una, even if una they support una life. But if you therefore down there, you are there for the population, and when you create that environment where the population like you not gonna ever lack job, you not gonna ever lack a place for hide because now the population it go serve you whenever they see like the public that they come. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Patrick, and thank you for the sacrifice for jumping, and also you began for leave work for just coming. So we appreciate your presence always. Nisama, your final thoughts, please.
Before I give my final thoughts, may I thought say Happy New Year for Chairman Patrick, for our side there and the family. I've been since this year we never meet for greet each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for
Yeah.
say you still be strong, and I hope to the family as well. Then, on my final thought, uh, I want for create the indulgence for all the leaders. If you be wanted for being called a leader in the Southern Cameroon struggle, so we all go for school for go read book. Or when I go for school, because me I not count myself there, for go read book that for learn something where it will help you as an individual and the wider population where they live in. Maybe emulate the attitude of people like William P. the Younger, where we talk say France could only be defeated by the of nations. England alone, you know, fit for do the job. And we do that one, they will defeat Napoleon for Europe. So, make we also we know say La Republic will only be defeated in Southern Cameroons by our united efforts, not be on our individual effort. But if we go by our individual efforts, we no go ever defeat La Republic. So unity is strength. We should all come
Mm-hmm.
together. Back to our fighters, make we not collaborate amongst ourselves, empower each other, because when you empower each other, your security will be guaranteed. No ever look your brother with bad eye, even if your brother make mistake against you, struggle for say you and your brother will reconcile that situation and work like a united people. So that if your brother for overside, a year gun holler for your side, he go struggle for ask to say now who shoot that gun, now you
Mm-hmm.
or the enemy. But if now you shoot them, he go there for know why you shoot that gun. If he go come for can give you a helping hand. But if you and your brother will not communicate, they should go for your area, your brother knows to ask them which they happen. So the only way we will get back up each other, we will defeat the enemy. We must be friendly to one another. We all will be staged out to liberate the Southern Cameroons. We need to stay staged out now to liberate my village. But even my village or my family, I don't see any reason why I've stayed for years. So I beg everybody. Say this 2024 will the end of the day now, January this we know say this war it will exceed from 2016 till today we're at 2024. We'll be chasing a
Mm-hmm.
2 years matter, a 1 year matter, but now we go for the 8 year and above. Make we try for this thing in end so as for also reduce the number of people where La Republic it will kill for Southern Cameroons and for shorten their time of occupation. We need to do it as fast as possible.
Thank you, Nisama. Again, I appreciate the way you always be willing for coming, for make sure that we get this conversation, for educate and enlighten our people on how to conduct themselves and for motivate with fighters on the ground. It be very much appreciated. So, fellow Ambazonians, here we come to the end of another episode of the War Zone. But before I go, I just want to remind you again of the fundraiser on Sunday. and remind you again of the need to make sure that Ambazonia stays locked from the 10th to the 12th of this February, because we do not commemorate, or whatever I call it, celebrate 11th February in our territory. It has been banned. Now, before I go, I want to ask you this. When you look at La République du Cameroon the way it is now, a country where even running water, pipe-borne water is a luxury, a country where there is trash everywhere on the streets, even the streets of their capital city, Yaoundé, a place where corruption is endemic, where you find journalists being murdered and mutilated every day with impunity, a place where the good people are in jails and the criminals are in charge. That's the country called Cameroon. A place where hospitals are just decoration. You go through a hospital, they are murder chambers, because the people who are supposed to be doctors don't know what they are doing. And nurses are there to extort from the patients. So people go to the hospitals to die, not to be healed. That is the country called Cameroon. A place that does not value the lives of its citizens. That is Cameroon. That is a place where they are now increasing the cost, the price of petrol or gas, as we know it out here. They're increasing it. And with that increase is like a salary cut, because with that increase, the price of the transportation of a bunch of plantain will increase. The person that takes it to the market, that price will be reflected in that cost. Everything else will be marked. Life is, the standard of living in that country continues to depreciate. That is a country called Cameroon. You see, you have seen everything, even their football team that used to be the one thing that they would take to pretend that everything is going well, cannot even perform anymore. Even that cannot work anymore. A country that is ruled by dead people, the walking dead, people who are mentally not there. Now, so my question to you, fellow Ambazonians, is this. When you look at that country and you look at the future, are you hopeful that there's light at the end of the tunnel? Are you hopeful that there's light at the end of the tunnel? So when we say our future does not belong with them, we cannot have a future with them, because they have not demonstrated in any way, shape, or form that they are willing to change. They have not demonstrated that they even acknowledge that there is a problem. So when you continue to sit numb and you're not doing anything to change, knowing fully well that every progressive country had to work hard, had to do something, had to sacrifice to improve its condition. And that is not being done in La République du Cameroon. When you look at the future, my question again to you is this. Are you hopeful that tomorrow will be better than today? And if you are not sure that tomorrow will be better than today, isn't it irresponsible on your part not to do anything to change that circumstance? Is it not irresponsible on your part not to do anything to change that situation? Sometimes you may not necessarily be the beneficiary, but in every country that is doing well today, someone sacrificed to make that country better. And I think especially if you are in a position that you can have an effect on what happens in that country, then you owe it to posterity to make sure that you contribute to make sure that that country improves. But as we have said, there is no future for Ambazonia with La République du Cameroon. In order for Ambazonia to thrive, we must go our separate ways. As long as we are hinged to the waist with La République du Cameroon, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. That is a fact. And that's my final message to you. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you to share this program today to those who were not able to view it. And with that, I say the war zone is out. Good night and see you next week.